Jarvan.
I think this works well as a denial, even though obviously into the Ezreal doesn't feel fantastic, but they end up pivoting and instead go for the Camille. So Camille support in this situation, pairs well with the Ziggs, you put the ults on top of each other, effective there, and I think it's tricky to do this, but level 1 with Ignite, you can actually challenge. If you land the stun, you Ignite, use Hail of Blades, you can challenge some matchups, but I don't think they'll probably look for it here. We'll just be pressured out.
Yeah, Nivea is such a tricky pick with this draft. It's the one I think we all expected to see when it wasn't banned away, when we saw the indexing towards jungle instead, because it's a common counter pick to the Ryze. But the laning phase can be tricky to pilot, and it's not consistent engage. You have to wall incredibly well. You can set up the Scion with the wall, you can set up the Ezreal if you can cut the team in half, but it is a very hard draft to play in Nivea. So Faker, a lot of confidence with this pick to come through. And we'll see what Oner's pick is here ultimately. Might just end up being the Xin. Take the Jarvan.
Yeah.
This has been a weaker pick for him compared to Kanavi especially. He's actually 2 and 3 on it. A pick that he shies away from compared to other junglers.
I think the engage was the important thing here, securing something that can close the distance, especially when you have that Anivia, who's obviously very good at playing defensive. When you're playing...
Determines our first seed into MSI here at the road to MSI, as Faker's already getting it going here at level 1, as he oftentimes does on the Anivia. Has been a key pick for him, I feel like, especially towards the tail end of, well, I guess for all of round 2.
And Delight.
Faker often uses his egg as a resource. We talk about this a lot. We call it the Faker egg. In the laning phase here, we'll just go straight down to it. Huge cheer comes through, though, because Zeka ends up getting a majority of his health bar in post.
Yeah, he's getting pretty low. I mean, Zeka, really what you're looking for, but he has flash.
He hits level 3. I think he could just flash on him, honestly.
Yeah. Faker's going to have to be careful about that.
Faker does have teleport, and Zeka, okay,
a gank down on the bottom side, as there is Peas with the Arcane Shift away, but now the flash forward with the satchel means that Peas has to flash out, and he lives! Even though Kanavi tries to flash in for the kill, it is not enough. Yeah, we're roaming down here. Guma in a rough spot as the satchel's already down. He is just a sitting duck as Delight is not able to interrupt Oner getting in there. This should be first blood. The question is, who does it go to? They hand it over to Pays as he starts off strong on the Ezreal. Faker's really having a rough time even just surviving.
Yeah,
doesn't have his ult.
Yeah, no ult, no TP. He's in a really dire spot. Zeka's low on mana, but it's a Ryze. He still has a decent amount.
No stun.
Yeah, the stun is down, the ghost is up, but the auto doesn't finish him off, and Zeka nearly he retakes the aggro from the Deathfire touch! A big mistake from Zeka. Faker's laughing his way to the bank.
He's up to level 7.
The second Faker Qs, you're like, I'm going in, right? He doesn't have stun, he doesn't have the peel. I think I have the damage. He's like, I got him. By the way, Faker's super cool about it the whole way through. I made a mistake, he says.
You know, we take a look at all the other lanes and where they're at. The Jace is still doing well. The bottom lane is winning for T1, as we have seen. As Keria is going to have to flash away, and that's a nice pillar to deny.
When you're trying to get vision down, Delight looking for an aggressive play on the top lane.
Oren has ult and flash, though.
I don't really know what they're going to look for here outside of a little bit of harass. I mean, this is... Delight is looking to do something on the map. Although the knockback is going to come through here, and now Delight gets in there, and Doran does get outplayed there. That is going to be the kill going to Delight. Because if he gets in there, lands a pillar, maybe we only have the ult available for Doran, as there's the ult, it's down. And now the Subjugate comes in, and he's basically made a paper. This is what the Trundle is so good at doing. They punish Doran once again. Safety, someone who can get through the lane, eventually gets very tanky, but it feels real bad when he's just sitting there giving over free gold to the enemy team. As now Faker in a very awkward spot here, trying to wall his way out of the situation. Probably going to have to flash with the Camille coming over. Flashes long to get away from this one, and now Delight trying to get on the edge. Oh! And he gets in to the Realm Warp, and Delight will survive with the help of Zeka.
Here, but it's Ocean Soul on the other side, which can feel quite nice into a poke composition in this situation.
All right, we got
as
plays
Guma
in top and bot. They're trying to punish Guma, who already flashed, and they don't have a whole lot of CC. And now Delight comes in, picks up one, gets the ult down onto FaZe. As immediately now we got a TP coming in. T1 trying to double down on this one, but FaZe already pretty low.
Role for HLE many times before have to be on the weak side, and he does it so well there.
This is why I think a lot of the, the Zeus, I believe, is 6-0 on this Jace pick. It's because they play through him, right? Unlike a lot of other Jaces, and they leave Guma on this island, right? Guma has the flash here initially, and now he's like, all right, I've done it. The wave is thinned out. Delight comes over, and he's like, let's fight this. And they absolutely do. They can play through the turret. And they know that on the other side of the map they're winning. They know that in the mid lane they're winning.
Looking live what we got going on here. Zeus is in a lot of trouble as he's kind of been baited in by Doran, honestly. He's trying to dodge everything, goes for the kill, but Oner is still going to pick it up at the end of the day. Oner pretty fed in his own right. As long as they can poke past the Scion and the fed Jarvan, they should be eating pretty well, as now Faker's in a bit of trouble here himself. Doesn't have the flash. He's just going to be put down to egg, and Oner's there, but he just has to watch his mid laner die as Zeka, hiding on bush, gets the last lap.
Jace, it is going to feel really tricky. T1, you could opt to just leave this dragon, but I think the value of having Soul Point is going to be enough for them to commit heavily. We do have Zeka with his ult in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like they want to collapse. Might be a little bit late, though, as the damage already done to the dragon. Kanavi just going to walk up, not going to get the smite, though, as Delight gets in, locks down FaZe, who gets pulled back in, and everything in the kitchen sink is thrown in the face of the one fed member of T1. And that'll be just more gold in the pockets of HLE now.
Charge of the Herald into the mid lane, Satchel to secure, and T1 are falling apart at the seams here.
You can see he's trying to avoid the wall there with that drift up to the top side, and this push continues. Kanavi is going to have to flash, but I think that's a small price to pay for what they've gotten this play.
The other side, all three carries on HLE have flashes.
Trying to get Oner here. I mean, even a TP going to be committed to, as everybody trying to come over and help them. But now Faker gets baited into this one, but he will be okay from the second pick side, obviously. And Zeus is one of the guys that's always gone back to this pick, even when we saw so many counters. But the amount of help that Zeus got, the fact that he was already winning the lane, it's all just ballooned into some problem that T1 cannot handle. And speaking of which, Faker walking up and nearly dying is going to flash away, as now the front to back is here for the side of T1, but they're very much playing tail between the legs. That is going to be a missed shock blast, though, so maybe a chance for them to enter, but we'll see if they even want to fight this.
I don't think so. I think you got to just try to cut your losses and get a little bit of a dent on this turret, but Zeus
they're going in onto Zeus, as not sure if he's baiting or what. Just now Doran going to charge on in, but he's in a bit of trouble, has to flash away himself. Zeka on the chase, looking for more. There's the pillar into the roots from the rise, as T1 just trying to kite this one out. Even a TP coming in from Faker as he looks for more. The stun is going to miss, as now the shock blast comes in, and it's just missiles flying both directions, but nobody dying.
The next time they're given that opportunity, it'll be a real advantage. His Delight is also made of paper.
Yeah, he is able to buffer that pretty nicely to get out. Now could look for the re-engage, as they're looking for Faker, who doesn't have his flash. Nice peel here from Oner, just trying to get his mid laner to safety, but he's going to be the one that pays the iron price at the end of the day. And that will be one kill going the way of HLE so far.
So rough. Oner trying to save his mid laner, goes down as the jungler. You're so much more important now. Baron on the cards for HLE. T1 trying to contest, but taking so much poke.
Yeah, the poke is kind of insane. I mean, Doran's trying to lead the charge here, trying to force them to turn, and that they will, but HLE able to dispose of him pretty quickly. Although at the end of the day, they're not able to restart the Baron just yet. That's more poke on Akaria, though. And they say, okay, let's go for it once again. As really, it's up to FaZe to try to poke some back here. He's got a red buff. They don't really have much vision, though. As maybe, I think someone was wrapping around. I think that's why we're not being shown the vision from the top side of this fight. FaZe and T1 feeling the pressure, though, as that is going to be FaZe hopping away. And he gets to safety, but HLE get the Baron.
FaZe still has a gold lead, right? He's on 3 items. Faker's soon to have his third as well. They're going to realm warp for a play here.
Yeah, and once again, Oner's like, man, I might have to try to bail you out again, but there's no bailing this out as the Realmore play from Zeka is excellent.
The snap plays from HLE this game have just been so good, so intelligent, such good reads of the map. Navi might be in trouble here.
And he is Trundle, but, you know, he's never really had to burn his flash.
Pushing the top wave and now recalling to group up with the team, so now have all members grouped together. You can see setting up this vision, they're looking.
Wow, going in on a carry, actually. This is very aggro to try to kill the support, and yeah, they do get him, but Delight immediately trades everything. Tons of damage to Oner! This is his flash! And now he's just barely gonna get away for now, but Zeus is going very deep, gets stunned up against the wall, and Zeus going too hard, gets taken down.
And T1 are on that Baron I was just talking about. You get these 2 kills, and suddenly you've got a window back in the game.
And so much of the gold is on Zeus as well. They take him out, and now Kanavi has to try to come in here and steal. And the Subjugate is keeping him alive, but now actually going to trade his life with Paige, but more damage is coming out here. Good massive ult from Doran, but the follow-up not there just yet. They finally take out Zeka, though. They haven't dealt with Guma as Delight goes in, and now Zeus is back. TP's into the fight, and T1 are super low. Trying to get away, and a shot blast barely going to miss, but HLE at least able to clean up this Baron try.
Are in live trying to take Baron. Kanavi has respawn, but he isn't here yet, and Faker's back with full mana.
They're not doing a good job of tanking this, but I think the poke of Guma might be too much, as that's a bit of damage coming on in, and the smite secure should be there from Kanavi. Waits until 1,000 health.
Set up and lock down the space. We can see Zeka looking for a flank angle here.
And they're trying to go and look for a turn, maybe a kill on a Kanavi, try to get something out. As big damage already. Look at this, and the flank comes in, but they turn immediately on a Zeka. Big shield on him, but they take down the Rise. And now trying to kite this one front to back is T1. In goes Oner, has a GA. This Delight is able to take down the Ezreal, and that is so much of the damage here. But now Kanavi goes down, Faker's still alive. Zeus slowed up. He's gonna get stunned next to the Dragon, and it's chaos. Nobody can deal with the Scion, actually. And now the long-range poke comes in, and T1 are winning a fight down 7,000 gold. They're gonna take the Ocean Soul. And Guma's done 7,000 damage, but he's all alone. Just a sad little Ziggs with his back against the Scion. Is able to take out Oner, funnily enough, but a small prize as Doran picks up a massive sack of gold.
He plays as best as he can.
Oh, we got another pick here, by the way. Zeka, he runs out, doesn't have any time, and Zeka again, unfortunately, has been a bunch of errors in this game. Of them here.
Zigzag being used defensively now. Poke missing there from Zeus as well. And with the Ocean Soul, they're feeling so much safer against that poke.
Uh-oh, Doran looking for it, trying to get the flank Oner, but so many knockups. They get the kill on the Ziggs. They're looking for more. As down will go Oner. A lot of damage from the turret going on at T1. But at the end of the day, they have the Karma shields. They have this gigantic Scion. And they are just force pressing HLE into these fights and winning them.
The game can change just like that.
Look at this.
In this moment, he's just pushing midway here. Faker catches him with the max range Q. He has no flash. Then the wall comes up. He tries to realm warp his way out, but there's just too many threats. These players like Zeus versus Doran, you start to think, if I can't win with this lead, can I win at all? As Oner is going to avoid this engage.
They're going very hard into this Jarvan, and they should be able to take him down. Nicely done, just trying to utilize that. As now the TP is coming in, and this is Faker! He just TPs directly in the face of HLE and dies! And now Pei's really the main character here, trying to get away. But HLE are on the chase, the root comes down! And just like that, everything flips over again! Keria all by his lonesome gets taken down, and Doran trying to hold on to the wave, but they're TPing in. HLE want to end the game now.
Delight's going to try and stall him out as long as he can. I think you might know he'll stay alive for the time being, but all they need to do is stall. The rest of them have enough damage to close, and T1, who brought the game back from the brink, don't manage to close it out. Fumble at the last moment, and it's HLE with a decisive end to game one.
You've got to feel a lot of relief if you were a Hanwha Life fan. You can see on the players' faces, not